Hi and welcome to this screencast on using the debugger. A bug in your program is when there's a mistake of some sort in your program that makes it not work or compute the wrong results. Some bugs can be very difficult to find, and a very powerful tool for finding bugs is the debugger. So today I'm going to say a little bit about different types of bugs that you might encounter and how you can use the debugger to find them. To demonstrate this, I'm going to use the solution to the bacteria growth problem, which I have right here. So there can be different types of bugs in the program, and some are more easy to find than others. So one type of bug that's easy to find is if you do something that's not allowed according to the language syntax, something that simply cannot be executed. So for example, if I in this line assign to t the value of some other variable that's called does not exist, so this variable doesn't exist, so this line of code simply cannot be executed. If I try to run my program, now I'll source it and I'll run my function and print out the value. Then R is actually going to give me a very nice error message. So it's going to say error in bacteria growth, object does not exist, not found. Right, so actually it tells me right here in my program that it cannot find this whatever that is because it doesn't exist. Right, so that type of error can be fairly easy to track down when R gives you a nice error message. So another type of bug that's more difficult to find is if the code will actually run but just produces a wrong result for some reason. And to track down those types of mistakes, you can use the debugger. So the debugger is something that's built into R that can help you actually stop your program at any point and then run the code line by line and to keep track on what's actually happening. And to use the debugger, you simply place what's called a breakpoint somewhere in your code. That's a point where your program is going to stop. You can do that simply by clicking out here by the line numbers. So now it says it's going to activate these breakpoints when the file is sourced. So I'll source the file again. Okay, and now I can run my print where I call the function, and now it's going to actually stop when it reaches this line. So now we can see down here the function hasn't completely run yet. It's stopped here at line 7 in this file. And what I can do now is I can check out the value of all my variables. So the only ones I have now are the ones that I've input to my function. And then I can run the code line by line. So here in the debug menu I can see I can call this function execute next line just by pressing F10. So if I press F10, it's going to execute this line and move on to the next. So now it created the variable t. Now when I press F10 again, it's going to create the variable nt. See, it happens here. And then the next thing is it's going to execute the while loop. So when I press F10 again, it's going to check the condition and then move into the loop. And now I can just keep on pressing F10 and I can keep track on what's happening with my values as my while loop runs. And this is pretty useful to actually discover if there's something wrong with your loop or your code in general. So once it's finished, it will turn the value, and I can see the debugger has stopped now and finished here. So using this debugger is a very nice way to sort of go through your program step by step to find if there's an error somewhere.